Hi, I'm Coach Kathleen, and I want to chat with you today about the art of saying no. So, years ago, a dear friend of mine in my church challenged me to a year of no. I was one of those who felt like if somebody asked me to do something, God must have led them to me, and so He wanted me to do it. And so I never said no. I always would feel kind of shame or guilt if I even kind of thought about saying no. So I did everything. But what that did was it led to eventually, over time, resentment, anger, and just burnout. And she recognized that. So she challenged me to this year of no. So the point was that if somebody asked me to do something or take on something, I was instantly to say no. And what that did was it took the pressure off. It allowed me time to actually process how I felt about the request. Was it something I actually wanted to do? Was it something that would interest me or that I would find value in? But if it wasn't, and I didn't really want to do it, then I'd already said no. So there was no pressure. I'd already set that boundary of no, that's not going to work for me. But if I thought about it and decided it was something I'd like to do, I could always go back and call that person and change my mind and say, you know what, I really would like to do that. Yes, I will help you. So I learned that just being, just because you're a Christian or, being a nice person, a kind person, doesn't mean that everyone is entitled to your time and your energy. Saying no is not a sin. So I had this year of no, and it was very transformative for me. It was difficult in the beginning. I did feel guilt a lot about saying no. It was something I had to practice. So I began to be very good at saying no, and then I would consider it, think about how I truly felt about it, and then I could either go back and say yes, or if I didn't really want to do it, it was already handled because I'd already said no. So there was no pressure there. So I want to share with you this art of saying no. So come to our healing workshop and learn how to set that boundary and say no for yourself.